It was a blazing hot day in August. Baker Street was like an oven, and the glare of the sunlight upon the yellow brickwork of the house across the road was painful to the eye. It was hard to believe that these were the same walls which loomed so gloomily through the fogs of winter. Our blinds were half drawn, and Holmes lay curled upon the sofa, reading and rereading a letter which he had received by the morning post. For myself, my term of service in India had trained me to stand heat better than cold, and a thermometer at 90 was no hardship. But the morning paper was uninteresting. Parliament had risen, everybody was out of town, and I yearned for the glades of the New Forest or the shingle of Southsea. A depleted bank account. The Twining family of Gloucestershire, weavers and processors of wool for generations, were driven to London by recession in 1684. With them went 9-year-old Thomas Twining. After becoming a freeman in 1701 at the age of 26, Thomas turned his back on his father's trade and went to work for a wealthy East India Company merchant. At the time, the East India Company was importing many exotic new products from around the world, including tea, the possibilities of which fascinated Thomas. In 1706, Thomas Twining bought Tom's Coffee House off Strand in London and applied his newfound knowledge to his own business. And so it was agreed. David would leave everything to Pat. If one of them had to die, at least the other would be financially secure for the rest of their life. David felt it was the least he could do for someone who'd stood by him for so many years, especially as he was the one who'd been unfaithful. They had known each other almost all of their lives because their parents had been close friends for as long as either of them could remember. Both families had hoped that David might end up marrying Pat's sister Ruth. In the last days of Narnia, far up to the west beyond Lantern Waste and close beside the great waterfall, there lived an ape. He was so old that no one could remember when he had first come to live in those parts. And he was the cleverest, ugliest, most wrinkled ape you can imagine.